If you were DA, how would you address that? Thank you. This goes to Pamela Price, because I already know what the term is.
Was he arrested as a
No,
result
he
of
was
that?
not arrested,
So
and he
wasn't even
has his
arrested.
gun.
Okay, so he wasn't even arrested by the police department.
I'm just saying, he has his gun, and I've been tormented, I had to move, and that's, and he's in a gang.
So no case was formally brought to the DA's office for review because he wasn't even arrested by the police
Well,
department.
wait a minute, let me give you a little more follow-up. No, because he needs to have a court, sir, we have a court.
He opened it up.
The judge had to put a protective order on me, because the police didn't do anything, and the DA didn't do anything. The judge. put
Ladies
the,
and gentlemen, let me just say
protective
this
order
based
on
on that question, because that
me.
question.
If I were a
gave
white
you-
man, I would have had justice.
See, that question gave you a distinct impression that this was a case that was brought over to the DA's office for review, and that we reviewed it and we rejected it. Which is why I asked the question, because it wouldn't even come over to our office for review unless he's been arrested by the police department and a police report has been generated.
But if I were a white man, he would have been arrested.
Well, so your real complaint is with the police department and not the DA's
The
office.
DA's probably have it. It's supposed to go to, in front of a judge in 2 weeks. But the point of it is, I am a black man, hardworking, taxpaying, and I had other black men threaten me, and my life had to be changed, and the DA's
Yes,
office
sir.
is not, the judge had to put a protective order because he saw how violent the situation was.
Okay,
Do you
so
understand that?
Yeah, okay, I do, and I really don't want to get.
And my name is Art Douglas Blackshear. You can pull it up when you get to your office tomorrow.
Because what you're really talking about is a civil matter. Because
This is
you're
a criminal matter. The man put a
wait,
gun on me and
listen to
assaulted me.
Listen to me. You're trying to get a civil restraining order. That's how you're in court in front of a judge. Are you not seeking a civil restraining order?
I'd like Ms. Pamela Price to answer that
Okay.
question,
So you
because
see, you
we
won't
already
answer
know
the
what the
question.
DA is not doing.
Okay.
Let's figure out what they will do moving
Okay.
forward.
So he's not answering the question because he's in civil court seeking a civil restraining order. And my only point, and the reason I appreciate you giving me the microphone, because his question gave you the distinct impression that he had a case that was reviewed by the DA's office and it was rejected by the DA's office. And we find out that the individual that allegedly threatened him was never even arrested by the police department. Therefore, no police report was ever generated and brought over to the district attorney's office for
I
review.
have 7 police officers under internal investigation right now because they failed to do their job. My question to you, sir, since you brought yourself into it, if the DA's office is supposed to help prosecute people who pull guns on people, twice, who's assaulted me, I had to move, and the DA's office didn't do anything. Now, you are creating excuses. I got 7
Sir.
Oakland PD officers and 1 resigned
Okay,
because
sir.
I brought it in front of internal affairs. But I know the law, and I know how to protect myself without killing another man, but using the law
Okay.
instead of being prosecuted by the law.
So
That's
let me tell you what my position is. Just on Sunday, we had a woman who was murdered,
That could have been me. I could have been the man murdered.
okay? A week before that, I can tell you that on a weekly basis, we have people that are being murdered in this city, okay? So when a case comes in front of our office where someone has been, a weapon has been drawn on someone, and the person has been threatened with that weapon, I assure you that there is no one who takes that more seriously than we do, because we know what the outcome of that can be. And what I have learned in 32 years of prosecuting crime for the Alameda County District Attorney's Office is that when someone drives around with a gun, they will use it. So I assure you that had your case been, if that individual had been arrested by the police department and that case had been brought to us, we would have did something about it. Okay, now, the fact that nothing was done about it, your beef is with the police department. Your beef is not with the district attorney's office.
Thank you. If I were a white man with a big black man with a gun drawn on it, assaulted, this would be a totally different thing. Ms. Pamela Price, can you answer what your office and what your leadership can do? Thank you. Because I already know what the current leadership is not doing. And I'm still in court, have to lose money, spend it on attorneys, and you have this, well, it's not my fault. That, you sound like OPD. It's not our problem, get you two kill each other.
Okay, Bill, so there's two things that I would do differently. Number one is I would stop and proactively work to stop the supply of guns in this community. Studies have shown that the more guns you have in the community, the more public safety is threatened. And our district attorney's office has consistently refused to address the flow of ghost guns coming into this community or to do anything aggressively to address the presence and the prevalence of guns in this community. You have to start there. And I will prosecute gun manufacturers as well as look for people who are supplying guns, as well as address actively, however it comes to my knowledge, people who in fact are pulling guns on people. I do know that the district attorney's office is advised when there is a civil request for someone in connection with a gun. I do know that at least one district attorney, who I'm familiar with, tried in Mr. Blackshear's situation to get a judge to revoke this person's gun permit. That's what you have to do as a district attorney. That district attorney was unsuccessful. And it was amazing to me that the judge did not get that this was a situation of life and death and of dire
Thank you.
concern.
Life and death of
That's right. It was a situation of concern in our community, but we have a double standard in our criminal justice system.
That's
Thank
right.
you.
That's what Doug
Thank
was
you.
telling you. If you're white and in the hills, you get one standard of justice. If you're indifferent, if you're black or brown, if you live in the flats, you got another standard of justice. There's another level of concern or in concern for those who live in particular places. And so it is critical that as the next district attorney, it is required for me to make sure the justice does not depend on your gender, your race, your national origin, your religion, or your zip code. And that's the kind of system that we've had. It's been contingent upon your zip code in Alameda County, not just Oakland, Alameda County, because I'm running to be the district attorney of all 14 cities and 6 unincorporated areas in this county. And I will take gun violence seriously, whether it happens in Dublin, Pleasanton, Livermore, or Emeryville, Berkeley, Oakland, wherever it is. The district attorney has an obligation to make sure that she is proactive.
Obligation.
I carry proudly the Moms Demand Action Gun Sense distinction, because it means that I am a champion for reducing gun violence across this community. And I just want to leave you all with this, and I apologize, but I want to say to you all, how can you expect someone who has prospered, participated, and profited in a broken system for 32 years to be able to fix it? That's a real question. You need to ask yourself that when you go to vote.